Hey, good morning. Happy Saturday. I am doing an experiment. I've never done a double live before. So, hey, Instagram, hey, Facebook. I wanted to go live and talk about a quote that I found myself writing this morning. I was writing a guest blog post about sober dating. If y'all have been around me very long, you know that I'm really passionate about sharing the hope that there is when you remove alcohol from your life to find a romantic partner. I explore dating from an alcohol-free perspective, and I have really found that even though I had a lot of myths in my mind when I first stopped drinking, that dating would be impossible and really torturous, it's actually been one of the most enlightening and, hey Shay, one of the most enlightening and uplifting experiences of my life to date as a sober woman. And so I am writing this article about dating, and I found myself sharing this truth that when you vibrate at a higher frequency, you attract others who are on the same, who are an energetic match, and you start to repel others who are not. And I didn't find this to be an immediate truth for me, but I wanted to kind of share how this works and how you'll see this play out in your life, especially if you've decided to explore life in sobriety. So I shared in my post that when you clean up your side of the street, or this first step to attracting others who match your frequency is to clean up your side of the street. The number one way that I did that in my life was removing alcohol from my life. It was the biggest distraction and the biggest detraction from everything that I did. So when I removed alcohol, I was able to start exploring the trash that lie under that. And so as I started to clean up my side of the street, I started to clean up my yard. I found that I was, number one, much more aware of people trying to throw trash at me. And two, I started to repel the people who were trash. Not that people are trash, but people who were bringing like trashy mindsets into my life. So those people started to just kind of get off my lawn. And though I still held love and compassion and appreciation for everyone, I found that those people and I were no longer an energetic match. What you will also find, though, is that you will start to attract people who appreciate what you've started to cultivate. They will appreciate that you've cleaned up your side of the street. They will appreciate the beauty of what you have started to grow. And while that is really difficult work, it's not just like you remove the buffer of alcohol from your life and all of a sudden you are living, this doves and rainbows and glitter is sprinkling everywhere. That's definitely not true. You definitely have to do a lot of work to clean up that trash that was under like let's think of alcohol as like this like tarp that's over your lawn, and when you take it off there's still crap under it. So you have to work to clean up that trash, but as you do, you will start to automatically, without even effort, bring people into your life that feel the same way, that either they're on the same path and they're attracted to that because they want like-minded friends, or they want to be on the same path and they come to you or are drawn towards you because you reflect what is possible for them. And that is true for friendships. That is true for mentors. You'll start to attract the right mentors. And that is also true for romantic partners. And I just want to reflect to you how hopeful it can be that you will not be a social outcast. You will not, be all out there alone. It might seem like it for a while, and you might experience a season, hopefully a short-lived season of loneliness, but as you start to vibrate at a higher frequency, you'll be attracting more people. One final thought though, another thing that unfortunately you will attract are haters. You're going to start to attract people who are envious of the beauty that you've built in front of you. Maybe they're on the same path and they haven't found it quite as easy to get there. Maybe they're on the same path and they see where you're at and they're frustrated because they haven't gotten there yet, or it's been easier for you, or maybe they're not on the same path and it just makes them uncomfortable to look at you and see what you have and see that you're happy and see that you are joyful and rooted in your happiness and yourself. And sometimes that just makes others uncomfortable. And so they'll reflect back to you nastiness. They'll reflect back to you jealousy. They'll reflect back to you anger. And the advice I can offer for that is actually another quote I posted on my Instagram and Facebook feed earlier this week. I'm going to look into my kitchen to make sure I get it right. But our days are happier when we give people a bit of our heart instead of a piece of our mind. And if someone reflects back to you jealousy, nastiness, whatever negative it is, I know it is so tempting to like lash out at them because it can feel really initially gratifying to really give someone a tongue lashing or a pen lashing if they've reflected ickiness to us. And I have found that the most successful way to handle that is to take a step back, take a breath, and realize that everyone is just meeting you with the tools and the capacity that they have. And sometimes those tools are not what you would want them to be. They're not the best tools or the strongest or most enlightened, but you can offer them back kindness. You can reflect back to them happiness and peace, and that will get you so much further in showing them what is possible if you are an example and a reflection for them, rather than being an example and a reflection to them of just bad vibes. So anyway, that is my thought for the day, that your vibe really does attract your tribe, and that you have so much possibility for you if you've been considering changing your lifestyle. I speak to you if you are sober curious or a gray area drinker, and I want to reflect back to you what is possible there. But also if you're on that path and just on a path of personal growth and want to dig a lot, know that there is beauty under what lies on the surface. I feel like I'm making like a mixed gardening metaphor, and I know like exactly zero about gardening. So I'm going to stop there and say goodbye. Happy Saturday. Thanks so much for joining me, and thank you for commenting. I'll chat back with y'all and see you soon.